Well, hello, friends on YouTube. This is your friend Cody, host of the Pillars of Freedom podcast and the 5 Day Entrepreneur Incubator Challenge. And thank you again for joining me on another episode of this YouTube live series where I go live with you every single day to add value to your journey and document my own. Tonight's episode is called Pillars of Freedom Business Model. And I'll tell you what, guys, this is something I wish I knew before I got started in business, because I'll tell you what, this has been literally a year in the making, answering the question, how do I maximize my business? And as many of you guys know, I'm on a journey to become financially independent through a business of my own. And along the way, I've found a number of approaches that have worked and a handful that have not worked so well. And you're going to hear all about it. And I hope that this episode in particular is going to help you literally streamline your journey to help you make consistent sales more quickly. And let's get into it. As many of you guys know, I have joined a high ticket affiliate marketing program. That's how I started in the second business. And unfortunately, that strategy I didn't resonate with so much. The strategy was essentially using ads to drive traffic to a high ticket offer. And while the commissions are great, the ad expense really uh, really ate up a lot of the profit. As you guys can imagine, using whether it's Facebook ads or YouTube ads can get very expensive very quickly. Well, let me ask you this. If you had $1,000 commission where you could make $1,000 on every sale, but it took you whether it was 500, $500, 60, $650, $750, if it took you that much money to acquire a sale, how many of you guys would be excited about now making a $250 sale? Yeah, me neither, right? So as I got started in that business, I really started to wonder, is there a better way? And trying to answer that question, I created a podcast. And while podcasting gave me a great creative outlet to really express myself and what I was finding as far as insights and discoveries, it is not that good at lead generation because there are 5,000 new podcasts started, I think, every single day. So there's a lot of competition out there, and it can be very difficult to get recognized quickly. So furthermore, while podcasting is fun, it can also be really hard to keep people's attention once you get it, because if you don't have a lot of content for them to consume, they'll burn through your content very quickly. And especially if you haven't given them enough content to really answer this one question, the one question they are always asking themselves, what's in it for me, and why do I want to listen to this? If you haven't answered that question in their minds quickly enough, they're going to skip right over you. I'll tell you what, because if you go and listen to podcasts, you go and search on anything, you might get a list of 10 recommendations based on your search, but you're only going to pick one, right? So the odds are already against you enough, right? And so while podcasting was great, I knew there had to be a better way also. So I created a course, and this course was designed around helping aspiring entrepreneurs find their best fit business opportunity. But again, if you don't have any attention on what you do and what you do for your clients or your ideal customers, who's to say your course would be successful at all, right? You can have a perfectly good course, but if no one's paying attention to it, are you really making any progress? So again, started asking myself the question, if not ads, what's a better way? If not a podcast, what's a better way? If not a course, what's a better way? And as many of you guys know, I went to Funnel Hacking Live in September, the number one event for anyone using online sales funnels as part of their business. And I went with the question of, how do I maximize my business? And at that event, I was introduced to this concept called a challenge. And the idea behind a challenge is to help bring in, your leads and turn them into hot leads, highly qualified, highly engaged leads that you can then introduce to, further subsequent back end offers. And the beautiful thing about a challenge is if you look at the typical value ladder where you might offer a free thing, and then you offer a $7 thing, and then you offer a $47 thing, and then you offer a $97 thing, and then you offer a $297 thing, and then you offer 999 $997 thing, and then you offer a $2,997 thing. With a challenge, you can literally streamline that process. So instead of taking months, you can get those results in days, where you get people interested in your highest ticket, most profitable offers quickly. And then from there, the question is, where do you get your traffic? And for me, already having started a podcast and then started a second one, the first one being the Modern Hermes Marketing Podcast and the Pillars of Freedom Podcast. You guys heard of those, right? Talk about them a lot. And if not for the podcast alone, what else could I do to bring traffic in? Well, I attempted to drive traffic using paid ads, and I implemented that approach for about 2 weeks before I exhausted my ad budget and really found, okay, if I don't have any money to spend on ads, what good are those ads? They're not very good, right? They're not getting in front of people. So what could I do instead? Well, I found content marketing to be the long-term, long tail strategy to create sustainable and consistent sales. Okay, this is what I believe is going to happen, right? And what's beautiful about that is already having a podcast. I can take those podcast episodes, which may be an hour long, take the little bite-sized pieces out of them, high value gems, high impact insights, take those clips out, plug them in across different platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, etc., and allow those to become digital assets that constantly, point people to my offers, right? And this strategy, I found, when put together correctly, forms a very elegant and simple business model that I believe is going to help me create those long term, sustainable, consistent sales that will help me achieve that ultimate goal of lifestyle freedom, freedom of time, income, and location. Let's take a look at what this looks like put together. This is the Pillars of Freedom business model as it stands today. Unfortunately, it's backwards on YouTube. Maybe it'll flip around once we're done recording. But what you guys can see here is essentially a value ladder and a traffic source into that value ladder. This here, this two-step thing is called a value ladder. There'll be more later on when I develop my business more and find more people on the back end. But for now, this is the value ladder. It's more like a step ladder, if we can be honest. But I'm working on it. Okay, we're all a work in progress, right? And this very simple model can be broken down like this. So on the back end, I have my high ticket offers. In the middle, what I use to introduce people to my high ticket offers is a 5-day challenge. For those leads that decide not to, get started right away, I follow up with them with an email sequence. And then from, even before that, I introduce people to the challenge through the content marketing strategy, where I have my main piece of content, the Pillars of Freedom podcast. I take those high value gems, those high impact insights, turn them into digital assets across these different platforms. You see Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all forms of organic traffic, pointing people to the challenge. And as you see here, there's really like 4 or 5 steps. The first being the podcast. The second, distributing that content, micro pieces of micro content across these platforms, allowing organic traffic and organic reach to point people to my 5-day challenge, creating an email sequence, and then for those who go through the challenge, introducing them to my high ticket offers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many of you guys would like a simple, scalable way to make consistent sales time after time? This is what it looks like, guys. And unfortunately, what you're seeing is 9 minutes of something that has taken me a year to develop. Yeah, I know, right? Sounds kind of crazy, but this is what happens. Getting you guys, in a position where it's like I can do the legwork, on my part, but sharing it with you is where it's going to become most impactful, right? It's not what you can, achieve, it's what you can contribute. At least so I'm told. I'm learning that thing. Anyway, um, don't discount the fact that you learned this in 9 minutes, because the fact it's taken me 12 months is no slouch. Okay. And one thing I'm super excited about as far as adding value to you guys is when this video is done, it's turning into a video that is staying on my channel that I can then share to other platforms, etc. And give you guys a resource where you can go back to this and look and say, hey, how did Cody's business model actually work? And again, walk you through it. Having a main piece of content, the thing I do, right? My show, my platform, breaking it down into pieces of micro content, distributing it across the different platforms where there's already attention for the people who I'm trying to attract, and driving them, driving that attention towards my challenge, following up with those people who are thinking, no, maybe, next week, maybe in a couple weeks, whatever that looks like, and then introducing them, the people who go through that challenge, into my high ticket offers. And what I'm excited about is giving you guys a resource that you can go back to time and time again to look at, okay, how simple can this really be? And the beautiful thing about all of this is it's quite scalable. With a podcast, I can record the podcast once. With the pieces of content, I can clip them all once, distribute them once, and they'll continue to work for me 24/7. How cool is that? They will continue to point to my 5-day challenge, which I'll work for about maybe 2 hours a day, and have an automated email sequence which follows up with the people who didn't, join right away. And from there, whether it's one person or 100 people, having the systems in place that I can introduce, whether small or large amounts of people, to my high ticket offers, which for me as an affiliate for an online, education platform, I don't have to worry about sales. I don't have to worry about fulfillment. My only job is introducing them to the offers available. So, what's very cool about this, guys, is it's simple and it's incredibly scalable. And I'm very excited about this because it is giving me so much confidence and so much encouragement as I move forward with my efforts, knowing that if I can just keep it simple like this, it's only a matter of time before those sustainable, scalable, consistent sales start coming in and finding more people to serve, having more opportunity to contribute and be rewarded for that. So, hope you guys found value in this. I look forward to catching up with you guys tomorrow in the next episode where I go live with you every single day to add value to your journey and document my own. This has been Cody, host of the Pillars of Freedom podcast, which gives you the methods and the mindset to ultimately unlock your ultimate lifestyle freedom, the freedom of time, income, and location, and the host of the Pillars of Freedom host of the 5-day Entrepreneur Incubator Challenge, where I help you find your best fit business opportunity, help you answer the two most important questions as you get started in business. What business should I start? And how do I know that business is right for me? That's what the challenge is going to help you guys do. That's what's you're going to be your ultimate results. You're going to find your best fit business opportunity and give you the resources, the community, the mindset, so many things that I wish I had when I got started. You'll have them right at your fingertips. Okay. I look forward to catching up with you guys tomorrow on the next episode. We'll see you. Will no longer be live.